This is Mitchell Elf, Designs in Nature, Honeybees Center 2.
Welcome to Center 2. This is about behaviors. So, we have a little elf bunny bee here. It's going to help us in a little bit with the demonstration, but first we're going to talk about our objective of this center is to become familiar with the dance language that worker bees use to communicate the location of pollen and nectar, and to experience how bees use their sense of smell to find a food source. So there's two parts. There's the bee dance and their sense of smell. So in our bin, we're going to start with the dance of the bees, probably the easiest, but they'll still be wild, I'm sure of it. We have a book in here with the bees dance. And we have two diagrams, a circle dance and a wagging dance. We'll get in those in more detail in a second. And we have the buzz on bees and pollination. So this also has a couple pictures of the dance. So as you can see, in one they kind of go in circles and one they kind of go in a figure 8. We'll talk about that again, like I said, in more detail. So you're just going to talk for a few minutes about that to the kids. And if weather permits, you should definitely do this activity outside because it's a big, crazy one, or definitely in the hallway. You don't want to do this one in the classroom where other students are trying to learn their centers. So bees tell each other where the location of the next flower is, or where they're finding good foraging, by dancing. So we have our little bee dancer here, and we're going to have one student perform the dance and try and kind of point. This is going to be pretty hard for kindergarten through probably 2nd grade. 3rd and 4th grade might get it. So we have one bee, and then we're going to have it says puppet, and we'll try and get puppets in there, but we have a flower and a sun, and we're going to have 2 students hold each of these at different parts of the room. Then we're going to explain in detail. We'll start with the circle dance because it's the most simple. This is for a nectar source that is less than 100 yards away. Okay, so you're going to designate one student to be the flower and give them the flower puppet, and then tell them to stand 8 feet away. And the other students are bees. And then we have one student as a scout bee. So Taylor is our scout bee with our costume on, and she's the one that's coming back from the flower to tell all the other student bees where to go. So she's going to do the round dance, moving in a small circle first in one direction and then the other. So first you're going to go circle around this way, and I'm going to follow her. I'm going to go this way, this way, this way. Whoa, whoa, and then we're going to switch the other way. For some reason they switch directions. Da, 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 da. So they're just making a small circle. So the circle dance again signifies a nectar source that's less than 100 yards away. So the kids can do that, and we're demonstrating that by having the flower puppet only 8 feet away. So when it's a close food source, they do the circle dance. So after that, all the kids maybe want to have the chance to be a bee if you have the patience and time for that. Then we're going to move to the waggle dance, the wagging dance, which is even more complicated. And this is for food sources that are much further away. So the class volunteer is going to dance in the shape of a flattened figure 8 and wag along the center line of the 8, with the head of the bee pointing toward the flower. The direction the bee faces as she wags, let the other bees know in which direction they'll find the flowers. The closer the flowers are, the faster she wags. So we're going to have one student be the flower, but this time she's wearing a bee costume, but we're going to put her right over here behind me. Come here, flower. Stand right there. Hold the flower. Okay, scooch over, Smitty. All right, now I'm going to try to demonstrate the waggy dance. What did it say? It said my head needs to point when I come through the center line. So if I'm working on a figure 8, and I'm in a big figure 8, when I turn back her way, I got to start wagging. And I'm wagging. And the faster I wag, the closer the honey is. I mean the nectar. So let me demonstrate that again. So you're making a big old figure 8. And when my head is facing back towards the flower, that's the center line of the thing, I start wagging. I don't know if they're wagging their tail or what, but anyway, they wag. And if it's far, far away, they wag slow. But if it's really close, they're very excited and they're wagging really fast. Voila.
Hey.
So again, the demonstration, demonstration is fun, but these kind of show it a little bit better. The bee is definitely going towards the flower when it's facing this way and doing the wag. So I would probably explain it, do it, explain it, do it, because the kids are going to be very confused by it. At least I was.
Won't.
Oh, Taylor won't. Hey, and she's in 1st grade, so that's easy to do. Okay, so You may be dismissed, Honeybee. So the second part of this is called Sniff and Scout. And for this we have 3 flavor extracts. We have orange, almond, and coconut in 3 containers. Try not to mix them up. So what we're gonna do is take the cotton balls kind of away from the table that you've been doing the dance around, and you're gonna put them in little clumps, probably 3 cotton balls in each clump of the same scent. So you'll have 3 coconut and 3 orange and 3 almond, but all within 2 feet of each other, I would say. It says patches should be about 15 inches apart or more, depending on space. So hopefully you'll have plenty of space. So the patches are going to include the cotton ball flowers. And so you're going to have the children gather in the center of the area as if they were bees in the hive. And you got the flowers over there, clumps of cotton balls. See, they're in here. So just take 3 out and put them there. And we'll have extras in there and extra extract. And we'll have these, I guess, labeled more clearly. So somewhere away will be the clumps. And you're going to have a scout bee go over there. And I guess the scout bee could be wearing the costume as well. And we don't want the other bees to peek. So you'll have them all buzzing around the little hive. And the one scout bee will go over to the flowers and get 1 cotton ball and bring it back. And all the other bees are going to smell. And they could certainly act like they're touching antennas to pick up the scent. And when they get it, then, you know, you might want to just have 1 kid or 2 go back to the original flower patch and figure out which scent they're bringing back. So the trick is to have a scout bee go out, find a scent, bring it back to 1 or 2 kids, have them go and identify which scent they have. So the scout bee, yeah, that's about it. So that is a simple way of explaining it, I think. I hope it's understandable. Make sure you put the cotton balls back in the proper containers with the proper scents. And make sure each kid gets a chance to be the scout bee, because that's probably the funnest one to be. If you've got any questions, you can email us at mitchellelf@gmail.com.